I am super excited about this one, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dad Planet. It is Brendan here. This is the last What Sold on eBay video that I will do for the month. It covers a 10-day period, January 22nd through the 31st. So we're going to cover 15 bolos that I sold in that 10-day period. Then we're going to take a look at the entire month of January and see what I did in revenue, what my gross and my net was. I'm also going to show you what my cost of goods was for the entire month, because at the end of the day, your margins matter in this business, not the gross sales, the gross revenue. So I'm going to let you in on that secret as well. And then we're giving away the not so mystery box as a thank you for 3,000 subscribers, which I have now gone over. It's time to give away some inventory. It's time to look at 15 bolos. Let's knock this out. All right, so for the 10-day period ending on the 31st, I did 4,600 in gross sales, just over 3,000 in net. My selling cost at $12.51, 27%. That is amazing. And then my average sales price for this week, just over $62. Now, I'm going to show you what I did for the entire month. We're going to go over some quick numbers and we'll get to the bolos. So for the full month of January, 1st through the 31st, I did $12,800 in gross sales. My net sales, $8,600, up from the prior period. And then my selling costs at about 28%, 27.5%, phenomenal. Usually like they hover around 30 to 31. So that's a plus. My average sale price for the entire month, $60. That's insane. I sold 213 items. I did 277 listings, which is an average of just over 9 a day. And my total cost of goods for the entire month of January to do these sales was $1,327.62, which I think is phenomenal if you're asking me. So a really insanely good month for me. I'm very happy with that. Now let's get into the bolos. Starting off with a $40 cassette. So if you're looking for cassettes, they're old, they still sell. You might not get $1 million for every one of them, but thrash metal and death metal tapes and cassettes, there's still a market for it. There's still people looking for those items, and they're willing to pay for ones that are very hard to find. I don't know who this band is. I've never heard it. I only tested it for a literal second to see if the tape was functioning correctly, and it's fine. So I was asking $80 for it. I ended up taking an offer of $40. I only paid 3 cents for this. So death, individual thought patterns, I have no idea. There's a market for that music still, even on old tech. So the buyer is $46.85 all in after shipping and tax. This only cost me 3 cents. I bought an absolute ton of cassettes in sort of a backdoor deal. Not really. They were on the floor, and I just made a bulk offer of $10 for 300 cassettes to one of the managers at a thrift store, and they accepted that offer. So 3 cents in for me, $40 out. I will take that all day long. The comps that I'm going to put on the screen, though, will show you some of the death metal and thrash metal tapes that are $50 up to $100. Look for these really obscure bands. This happens to be a promo tape, so you just got to kind of pay attention to it and maybe do it like I did. There's a lot of stores that will not put cassette tapes out. So if your store is one of those, say, hey, are you getting them donated? You might hear an answer like, yeah, we get them, but we toss them or we send them back because there's not a market for them. And you can step in there and say, listen, I will buy them off of you. If you get a big bulk lot, let me see them before you decide to turn them away, because I might be able to buy them all for you. It's a win-win. Try that strategy. This was an excellent sale. This hat looks like a Sports Specialties hat. It is not, although Nike is now the owner of Sports Specialties. That's correct. They bought that brand. The vintage hats for that brand are unbelievable in terms of resale value right now. I will show you some comps in a minute. There was nothing like this on eBay at the time, so I put a price tag of $50 on this hat, and it sold really quickly. So the buyer is $58.10 all in after shipping and tax. This cost me $2 at a local rummage sale, and I'm gonna say it sold within 8 to 12 hours. Very fast sale. And Sports Specialties, even though Nike is now the owner, their old school hats, unbelievable in terms of bolos. So some of the teams you'll see on the screen, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Raiders, even the Seattle Supersonics, you're gonna get $100, $200, $300, even more if you find them. So look long and hard for Sports Specialties hats that look like the script pattern that you see on this Nike hat. For those of you that have been following me for any length of time, you know that when it comes to KitchenAid, I absolutely love the cobalt blue color. And guess what? There's a huge market that feels the exact same way I do from the buying side of the fence. So I picked this up on Facebook Marketplace for $100. It was pristine. It purred like a kitten. It was almost in like new condition. So I was happy to pay up for it because I know it's just a matter of time. I put a price tag of $299.99 on this. I did eventually take an offer of $250. The buyer is $298.26 all in after shipping and tax. They messaged me and I got one of those, uh-oh, my heart's gonna skip a beat. Was this damaged in shipping? Messages. And as it turns out, the message was, hey, I received this thing. It's beautiful. I can't even believe it. Thank you so much. Deep breath. Thank goodness. You ever know when you get those messages and you're like, oh my God, something went wrong? Well, it didn't in this case. And this buyer was happy. Now, for comparables, you're going to sell this for $300 if you decide to wait. I just accepted an offer. It is what it is. I will do that from time to time just to generate sales on maybe a slow day or maybe a slow week. But Cobalt Blue KitchenAid, it's a match made in heaven. Look for it and do not be afraid to pay up. If you've seen any of my recent What Sold videos, you learned that Patagonia makes military gear. I didn't know that at the time. And so now when I'm in thrift stores, I'm scouring the military stuff because that brand has huge resale value. And then you put it together with military and camouflage and level 9, it will make you even more money. So I sold 2 of the level 9 combat pants made by Patagonia, and these are the tops. I had 2 of these as well. I paid $35 to $37 for them, so I did pay up for this also on Facebook Marketplace, but 2 of these sold for $149.99. The buyer is $166.15 all in after shipping and tax. No brainer, but now you know if you don't, that if you're not looking for military gear, look for it now because they will slip some Patagonia in there, and when you find it, a $30 sale turns into a $130 sale. Charlie, the Basset Hound. So Pioneer Woman, it still to this day boggles my mind how well it sells because of how much of a visual presence this brand has inside Walmart, you know, like the super discount store. But Pioneer Woman sells extremely well in the resale market, at least for me. And so I had never seen a cookie jar by her before, and apparently this is a bolo. Now this was brand new, still in the saran wrap, and this is one of those items where I'm at the absolute top of the market price-wise, and I'm happy to be there and sit for an item that I think is worth whatever I price it at. This sat for a little while and it eventually sold for full price. Not only did it sell for full price, it went through the global shipping program. So the buyer is $86.33 all in after shipping and tax. It cost me $5.99. Charlie is a bolo. You might not be able to get $50 every single time, but there is a comp now for $50. So if you find it and it's brand new, you might be able to get 50 as well. The chip shortage is real. So I still look for computers on Marketplace, Craigslist. They don't turn up in thrift stores that often, but this one I found at that same local rummage sale, and I paid up for this one. I paid $40. It's a Samsung Chromebook, almost 13-inch screen, and I sold it for full price, $150. This buyer is $186.12 all in. This went all the way to Hawaii. They've already left me positive feedback. If you want me to do a video on how to crack into Windows without a username and password, let me know. If there's enough interest in that, I will show you that you can still buy computers for cheap on Marketplace and Craigslist, even if you don't have the username or the password, or they don't give it to you, they don't know what it is. So then maybe you can go to an online auction and buy a computer lot once you know how to get into the computer if you don't have the username and password. I know how to crack in. If you want to see a video like that, let me know in the comments. And again, if there's enough interest, if it seems like it makes sense, it's slightly technical, I'll make it fun for you, but I know how to get in to wipe the thing clean so that you have a working computer on your hands and you have to worry about tossing it. So let me know. This was another great sale. Keep your eye out for computers and laptops. The chip shortage isn't going to be solved anytime soon, so there's going to be a premium put on selling used computers and laptops on eBay. This was one of those low risk, high reward items that if you guys were watching one of my thrift runs where I went to Goodwill and I found this, thought it was golf related equipment, I got lucky here. So for $6, I thought I would take a stab on these, what are archery shafts. They're not golf shafts, which is what I thought they were originally. And I priced them a little bit aggressively. There were no comps at the time, so I had to take a little bit of a risk. But again, for $6, this was a very low risk. And I ended up selling these for $127.49. The buyer is $146.48 all in. And listen, if you don't take risks in your business, you may not be able to reap the rewards all the time. So this is another one of those instances where I thought this was such a low cost of goods item right here that the return, even if I had to wait 6 months, a year, maybe even more, I would still be happy with it because that $6 is not going to hurt me at the end of the day. And it's sold relatively quickly. So now there is a comp if you see something like this, but I will put archery comparables on the screen. Even though this brand might not show up, there are other brands that do. So look for archery related equipment, especially shafts if you can get them in bulk brand new like I did, Bolo. All right, a pair of RJ Foley Cowboy boots now. There are not a lot of comparables for this. So when I saw them at the time, I thought, I was taking a little bit of a risk. They only cost me $4.99. It took these a year to sell, but they did eventually sell for full price of $100. The buyer is $123.18 all in after shipping and tax. There just aren't that many RJ Foley boots that go this high on the internet, on eBay, and I was one of the ones that was fortunate enough to sell a pair for a high dollar amount. So if you see something similar, the color is like red, ox blood. Sometimes that's an actual color used by the manufacturer, but I think it just adds a little bit of flair and kind of excitement to say that this is ox blood red. I don't know if RJ Foley uses that or not, but it seemed exciting to me. It seemed like a good move to make, and these eventually sold. So maybe it's a Bolo, maybe not. I don't know if they're hard to find or not. I can't really tell you, but you see the $100 bill right there, so look for these as well. A couple of what sold ago, you saw me sell an Oakley kitchen sink backpack, the one that looks like the Predator. Well, I found another Oakley backpack. This one is the Oakley Icon 3.0, and while I could only sell the kitchen sink one for $55, $65, this one sold for a full $100, both pre-owned. The kitchen sink one I felt had a little bit more wear, so I was a little bit more flexible on my pricing. This one I found on Marketplace for $10, picked it up. It was in excellent shape. And Oakley backpacks, now they're on my radar because of that last one. Hopefully they're on your radar as well. I'll take $100 all day long, especially on a $10 spend. The buyer is $123.18 all in after shipping and tax. If you don't know, now you know. The kitchen sink, the Icon, Oakley backpacks, put them on your radar. Look for them this garage sale season. They'll turn up in thrift stores as well. Another excellent Bolo. We're not done with Patagonia. We're also not done with that local rummage sale. I absolutely killed it at that sale. This Patagonia jacket cost me $10 there. It's Patagonia men's silent down Goose jacket, 700 fill, brand new with tags, and I got full price for it. Now, on my listing, I marked this as pre-owned, even though it was brand new with tags. And the reason I did that is sometimes I'm worried that the North Faces of the world and the Patagonias of the world will throw a Vero out regarding their warranty, right? So if you're selling something as brand new, the warranty doesn't pass if you're selling it on a secondary marketplace like this. And I've heard that some brands will come after you for that and Vero you because the warranty doesn't pass to the customer. Maybe there's some confusion there. So to avoid that, I marked this as pre-owned, but in my description, I put it's brand new with tags. The buyer has already left me positive feedback. I don't know if that's the right thing or the wrong thing to do. I don't know if that's dishonest, but that's me really just trying to avoid an unnecessary headache and pleasantly surprising, if you will, the buyer who clicks on the item and eventually makes the purchase. So it is what it is, $180. This buyer is $210.04 all in after shipping and tax. They have also left me positive feedback as well. That rummage sale really came through for me. Backpack number 2, again, another one from the same thrift haul that provided the archery shafts. This bag I have priced really aggressively. So there was a brand new with tags backpack, same thing, the Ergodyne Arsenal that sold for around $120, $130, $140. This one was brand new without the tags, and because that was the only comparable, I was unsure where to put this. So I got really aggressive and I priced it at $75. I eventually took an offer of $63.74. This buyer is $77.35 all in. I can't remember what I paid, $5.99. I don't remember. It was reasonable. It may be in that video. Some of you are gonna have to check me if I've got it wrong. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I forget. It is what it is. At any rate, I'm gonna take $65 for this backpack because it's sold fast and it's a nice medic first responder backpack. So what can I tell you? Great sale, high dollar amount, high margin. Remember Sonic from a few videos ago? Now, I sold this for $110, right? A Sonic Project X plush. Green eyes, teeth showing on the side. Because this sold so quickly for $110, it leads me to believe I may have been able to get $200 for this. Now, in the comps you'll see on the screen, there is a $200 comparable for a Sonic plush. It's not the actual Sonic the Hedgehog, but within 20 minutes of listing this, I had like 3 or 4 messages. So I may have had something that was a little bit more rare than even I was leading to believe. And I even said that in my oldest video. Do your research, dig deep, because what looks like a $20 plush could be a $200 plush. That might be what we have right here. As it stands, this thing maybe cost me 50 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, and I sold it for $110. It's an unbelievable flip. This buyer is $120.26 all in after shipping and tax. They had some type of plush related thing in their username, which lead me to believe they were a serious collector. They paid really, really quickly, and this thing is out the door fast. So that was an amazing sale. Look for Sonic Project X plush every time you're out thrifting. We're not done with plush, and we're not done with the bins. The second one I found from that same trip, this is My Pet Monster Rark hand puppet. Now, I got 50 bucks for this guy. I have been pushing into my existence that I was going to source the actual My Pet Monster main monster with the shackles. While that hasn't happened yet, even though we're only still in February, I did find this guy. Now, if you find him with the shackles, your $50 bolo turns into a $150 bolo. Really, really vibrant colors, super interesting, but me even getting $50 for this is like unbelievable to me. So this buyer is $70.46 all in after shipping and tax. This one was a little heavier than Sonic, so let's call him $1.50, but 50 bucks on a $1.50. I'm living the dream life here, right? So that was a great sale. Look for My Pet Monster plush, Sonic plush, so much money in plush, and I'm not talking $10. There's people willing to pay $150, $200, even more for these types of items, and you'll see another one here in just a minute. Another local rummage sale find, I paid $2 for this shirt. This is a Woolrich Oxbow Bend Buffalo check shirt. It was brand new with tags. It was marked $2. I didn't even comp this when I was there. I just grabbed it, saw that it was brand new, saw the $2 price tag, threw it in my box, and kept moving. So this buyer is $62.74 all in after shipping and tax for $2. It's a no-brainer. I think I pulled probably $1,200 to $1,500 out of this rummage sale that happened a couple of weeks ago. I'm super, super fortunate, and that's probably why I had such a successful January, because I went to the same rummage sale last year and didn't do anywhere near as good. So maybe I need to get there a little bit earlier. I don't know, but this was a great sale. This is a very specific bolo as well. Even pre-owned in this Oxbow Bend style for Woolrich, you're still going to get 30 bucks for it. So keep your eye out for it specifically, because new or used, it doesn't matter. It's a bolo and it will sell. Andrew, if you're watching, you'll remember this one. I picked this up at a garage sale for $5. It is a vintage Knickerbocker vinyl rubber face pouty doll, and this is a major bolo. These are not going to be as easy to find. It was a little bit, I want to say, on the larger side than like your normal average plush, but there is a collector's market for these as well. So I had this listed originally, I think, at $250. I dropped it to $225, and I took an offer for somebody that's already left positive feedback for $200. This buyer is $225.78 all in after shipping and tax. Paid $5, made $200. Plush must be the theme for this week, but this was a tremendous month. There could have been 30 bolos. We had to cut it to 15, but I'm happy with these, and I hope you're happy with them as well. It is finally here as a thank you for 3,000 subscribers. I'm giving away $1,000 in inventory. You guys have already seen what's in that box. I can't wait to get the thing out of my basement. So let's pick a winner right here. I am going to get the YouTube comments. Do I have the right URL in here? I don't know. We're going to just do this on the fly. And I have 222 unique comments. Let's get them all. 222, and we're going to pick a winner starting right now. The winner of this contest, $1,000 in inventory, is Kelly Foley. Congratulations, Kelly. Way to go. Thanks so much for being a sub. What we need to do next is email me at dadplanetofficial@gmail.com. Give me your address, and I will send this on its way. Congratulations, and thank you so much for being a sub. I really appreciate it. If you did not win, do not fret. There will be more contests in the future, I can assure you, but I am thankful for each and every one of you. I really appreciate you. Brendan here, Dad Planet, signing off. That's all I got for you, and we will catch you in the next video.